Chapter 81. Being Punished. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 81. Being Punished. I'm warning you. I'm not going to allow you and Chinjiaji to send my precious son to jail. I demand that you give up on the lawsuit. Otherwise, I won't let you go. Chen Tianfeng fiercely said. Bei Qingqing coldly asked, Are you threatening me? Threatening the victim will only make your son's punishment more severe. I advise you to think clearly before you speak. Chen Tianfeng was stunned. He did not expect Bei Qingqing to be so resolute. His intimidation was no longer effective. He felt very uncomfortable when he thought about his son being locked in an ice-cold prison cell and living an inhuman life. I only have 2 children in my life. How can I live the rest of my life if you send my Jingji in? Chen Tianfeng began to show his misery as he said with tears in his eyes. Bei Qingqing did not say anything. Chen Jingji's actions this time had indeed gone too far. It had already caused a certain amount of damage to her personal safety, and it had left an indelible shadow in her heart. Even if I'm begging you, can you please let Jingji go? He's still just a child. It's my fault that you did such a thing. Why don't you send me in as well? If you insist on treating Jingji like this, then I won't live anymore. Chen Tianfeng begged for mercy for Chen Jingji. Bei Qingqing looked at her father-in-law's appearance and felt very sorry for him, so he gave up on suing Chen Jingji for her father-in-law's sake. However, Chen Jingji could not stay at home after such a thing happened. Even though Chen Tianfeng could not bear it, he still announced that he would kick Chen Jingji out of the Chen family and send him to study abroad. Bei, who heard the news at home, started to panic. She immediately called Chen Jingji with regret. You really want to go abroad? Then what will I do after you leave? Your child is still in my belly. Bei said weakly. What else can I do? Abort it. I don't want this child anyway, Chen Jingji said coldly. He could not even protect himself now, let alone Bei. Bei was stunned for a moment, then immediately objected, No. This is your child and mine. How can I abort it? It's up to you. I won't want it anyway, Chen Jingji said coldly, then hung up the phone. Bei stood rooted to the ground. Listening to the sound of the phone hanging up, she was on the verge of breaking down. She felt that everything was Bei Qingqing's fault. She did not really do anything to her, but she actually wanted to kill her in such a desperate way, leaving her with no way out. On the other side, Bei Qingqing was also left with trauma because of this incident. She was woken up by nightmares for several nights. Fortunately, Chen Jiaji was by her side at this time. Bei Qingqing took the opportunity to ask about Chen Jiaji's departure a few days ago. Chen Jiaji finally understood that Bei Qingqing was angry because of this incident. So he quickly explained that some time ago, something happened to Lu Yao's family's company. Lu Yao's father came to ask for his help. Considering the relationship between the 2 families, Chen Jiaji went to help her. Bei Qingqing pouted unhappily and complained, Since there's nothing special, why didn't you explain it earlier? I thought you had fallen in love with someone else. Only then did she realize that she had misunderstood Chen Jiaji. The grievance in her heart instantly disappeared. Chapter 82. Moral High Ground. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 82. Moral High Ground. I'm sorry. I'll definitely tell you everything in the future. I won't be like this anymore. Chen Jiaji was very happy when he heard Bei Qingqing's words. He did not expect Bei Qingqing to be angry because she was jealous. The atmosphere between the 2 of them suddenly returned to the time when they were in love. Chen Jiaji took the opportunity to quickly say, I haven't eaten today. My stomach hurts from hunger. Looking at Chen Jiaji's coquettish look, Bei Qingqing laughed. She quickly got up and cooked a bowl of noodles for Chen Jiaji. In the kitchen, Chen Jiaji quietly walked over and wrapped his arms around Bei Qingqing's waist from behind. He said sincerely, I'm sorry. I didn't expect you to care about this matter. I also didn't expect that my little bit of concealment would almost cause a huge understanding. I'll definitely correct it in the future. I won't hide anything from you anymore. Bei Qingqing nodded and said softly, then I forgive you. You just need to stop hiding things from me in the future. Good. Then can you go back to your room to sleep tonight? I can't sleep without you by my side, Chen Jiaji said coquettishly. Bei Qingqing smiled and nodded shyly. The two hugged each other while they slept, as if they had lost something and never let go. The next day, after the two reconciled, Chen Jiaji insisted on sending Bei Qingqing to school. Bei Qingqing saw that there was no way to refuse, so she agreed. The two of them walked hand in hand to the school, but they just happened to bump into Chen Tianfeng bringing Chen Jingji to transfer schools. Chen Jingji felt scared when he looked at Bei Qingqing now, and he always felt a chill on his body, so he deliberately avoided Bei Qingqing. However, Bei was very unwilling. After all, if Chen Jingji left, there would really be no one to manage her and this child. Thus, she quickly took advantage of this time to look for many reporters. When the reporters heard that there was news, they all ran very quickly. Very quickly, the school gate was surrounded by these reporters. At this moment, Bei felt that it was about time. She hurriedly rushed out and knelt down in front of Bei Qingqing. Sister, I beg you to let Jingji go. Please forgive him. Don't force him to transfer schools. Bei's tears fell as soon as she said it. When the surrounding students saw this, they immediately gathered around to watch. Bei Qingqing was speechless. She did not expect Bei to come to her own door. After all, Bei definitely knew about the drugs and the alcohol last time. She and Chen Jingji were like a nest of snakes and rats. No one could escape. Get out of the way. Do you think that I don't dare make a move on you, and that's why you dare to act so recklessly? Bei Qingqing said coldly. However, at that moment, Bei had already made up her mind to go all out. So she immediately cried out, Sister, I beg you, please don't chase Jingji away to another place. I'm already pregnant with Jingji's child. If you chase him away, how will the two of us be able to live? Please forgive him. He was just muddle-headed for a moment, and he didn't make any big mistakes. The onlookers started to sympathize with her. They're sisters, so why is she so unsympathetic? I think they're fake sisters, right? It's too tragic. I didn't expect Bei Qingqing to be such a person. I really couldn't tell. Bei Qingqing, just forgive them. It's only a small matter, right? The bystanders and reporters could not help but take the moral high ground. Chapter 83. Her reputation was ruined. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 83. Her reputation was ruined. Seeing that everyone was defending her, Bei could not help but reveal a smug smile. However, the smile disappeared in an instant. She immediately knelt down and walked to Bei Qingqing's side. Then, she said pitifully, Sister, please. I know you hate me, but my child is innocent. Just treat it as if we're sisters. Let Chen Jingji go and let my child and I feel at ease. Bei looked soft and weak, in stark contrast to the strong Bei Qingqing. The people present could not help but speak up for Bei. Bei Qingqing sneered. She already knew Bei's tricks. Bei was just like that, with no new tricks. Bei Qingqing raised her hand and pushed Bei's hand away. Then she said coldly, Oh. Do you really want to give birth to a rapist's child that badly? The people around them exploded as if they had heard some shocking news. After all, although they knew that Chen Jingji was going to transfer schools, they did not know the reason behind it. A rapist. What is she talking about? The people around them whispered, and Bei was also stunned. Bei Qingqing continued, If you're so willing to give birth to this rapist's child, then go ahead. I won't stop you. Then she said to the onlookers, You guys, are you all willing to be classmates with the rapist? I can also forgive Chen Jingji and let him stay in the school, but I can't guarantee that he won't be unable to control himself and attack you guys in the future. As soon as these words were said, the person who was speaking up for Chen Jingji suddenly changed direction. Who wants to study with a rapist? I absolutely don't want to. If Chen Jingji still stays in this school, then I'll quit. Yeah, Bei Bei, what's wrong with you? You actually speak up for a rapist. It's too disgusting. That's disgusting. Get the hell out of our school. The situation at the scene immediately changed. Chen Jingji was unanimously boycotted by the students and was kicked out of the school. Bei Bei was also ostracized and attacked by the students because she spoke up for Chen Jingji. She no longer had the face to stay in the school. L.rg she could only run home and complain to the Bei family's parents. When the Bei family's parents heard about this matter, they were also shocked. How could you do such a thing? Why didn't you discuss it with us beforehand? Now, you will bear this stain for the rest of your life. What are you going to do in the future? Bei Yunsong said angrily. Yeah, you were quite sensible in the past. How could you do such a reckless thing this time? Sun Hongmei also said angrily. Bei Bei looked at her parents. They had always been on her side, and now, they did not speak up for her. She felt even more pain in her heart. She said aggrievedly, I already know that I was wrong, but it was Bei Qingqing who did this. If Bei Qingqing had not exposed my scars in front of so many media outlets today, I would not have fallen to the point of being laughed at. Bei Qingqing didn't leave me any way to live. Dad, Mom, help me. I really don't know what to do. I don't want to live anymore. Silly child, how can you say such things? Indeed, Bei Qingqing has gone too far this time. No matter what, you're still a child. How can she do this to you? Sun Hongmei was extremely angry. Bei Qingqing had gone too far this time. Chapter 84. Help her clear her name. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 84. Help her clear her name. After thinking about it, Bei Yunsong and Sun Hongmei decided to talk to Bei Qingqing. After all, Bei Qingqing was the one who exposed this matter in front of the media. Naturally, she should be the one to handle this matter. However, they had already been kicked out once when they went to the Chen family, so the two of them did not want to run into a wall again. There was no other way, so they could only call Bei Qingqing. Bei Qingqing looked at Sun Hongmei's call and subconsciously frowned. She did not want to pick up. However, the phone kept ringing. She became a little impatient and picked up. What are you doing? Why aren't you picking up after such a long time? Bei Yunsong questioned angrily. What's the matter? Bei Qingqing did not want to waste his breath on them, so she asked straightforwardly. Sun Hongmei said, Qingqing, why do you have to talk about Bei Bei in front of so many media? Do you know how much damage this has caused her? Bei Bei can't even go to school now. Oh. So what? So what? Come back now and apologize to your sister properly. Also, think of a way for her to wash this matter clean as soon as possible, Sun Hongmei instructed. Bei Qingqing sneered and said, Bei Bei announced her pregnancy by herself. Do you want me to apologize? If she didn't fall for Chen Jingji, how could this happen? Sun Hongmei and Bei Yunsong could not hold back their expressions. They did not expect Bei Qingqing to be so unappreciative and dare to talk to the elders like this. They could only blame her. Bei Qingqing. Are you going to rebel against the heavens? How can you talk about your sister like this? She's still a child. Even if she did something wrong, it's not up to you to blame her. We don't care. If you don't think of a way to restore the Bei family's reputation this time, we'll sever all ties with you. Bei Qingqing laughed out loud when she heard this. She asked, That's amazing, right? I can't wait for it. You. Bei Qingqing hung up the phone in satisfaction when she heard the other party jumping up and down. Chen Jiaji could not help but reveal a pained expression as he listened to their conversation. The Bei family's parents are too despicable. How can they treat you like this? Bei Qingqing chuckled and said, I'm already used to it. Besides, I've completely given up on the Bei family. I don't care if they want to sever their relationship with me or not. I have a foster mother who dotes on me. That's enough. Chen Jiaji hugged her and said indifferently, you still have me. The last time you said that you wouldn't get married for the time being was just an angry remark. Are you still willing to marry me now? Bei Qingqing smiled and said mischievously, I'll think about it. Chen Jiaji's face instantly turned stiff. Bei Qingqing looked at Chen Jiaji's expression and suddenly laughed. I'm just kidding. I'm definitely willing. Let's carry out the wedding according to the original plan, Bei Qingqing said obediently. All right. Then I'll still carry out the promise and give you a wedding of a century, Chen Jiaji said gently. Then, he gently leaned over and kissed Bei Qingqing's lips. I've finally achieved some results in my rehabilitation recently. I can now carry you. Do you want to give it a try? Chen Jiaji looked at her lovingly. Bei Qingqing nodded shyly. Then, Chen Jiaji carried Bei Qingqing horizontally and slowly walked into the bedroom like he was carrying his own princess. Then he gently put Bei Qingqing on the bed. Chapter 85. The enemy of an enemy is a friend. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 85. The enemy of an enemy is a friend. After what happened last time, Chen Jingji's reputation in the school was already rotten. Chen Tianfeng had no choice but to transfer Chen Jingji to another school. On the other side, because Bei Qingqing did not agree to help Bei Bei to clear her name, Sun Hongmei and Bei Yunsong could not think of any other way. So the two of them had to think of a way to transfer Bei Bei to another school. The school suddenly lost two influential people, and the students all knew that this had something to do with Bei Qingqing. So in order to protect themselves, there were no more rumors about Bei Qingqing in the school, and no one talked about Bei Qingqing behind her back. Bei Qingqing once again lived a quiet school life. At this time, a female student in the class named Ding Dong slowly approached her. She invited Bei Qingqing to have lunch together and go to the toilet together. The two of them slowly became familiar with each other. Do you know Lu Yao? The very popular female celebrity, the one who plays the piano. Ding Dong leaned on the table, her eyes rolling. Bei Qingqing nodded and then shook her head. I don't think so. I've only seen her before. What's wrong? Ding Dong smiled and said, I'm Lu Yao's cousin. You didn't expect that, did you? Hee hee. Bei Qingqing was shocked for a moment. She did not expect the girl in front of her to be Lu Yao's cousin. She had a completely different temperament. This was because the two of them really did not have much in common in terms of looks. One of them had a cold temperament while the other was lively. You don't have to worry. I don't like Lu Yao. I even hate her a lot. She always puts on airs because she's a celebrity. Moreover, she's not as innocent and harmless as she appears on the inside, Ding Dong said while curling his lips. Bei Qingqing said in puzzlement, why are you telling me all this? Ding Dong smiled and said, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so the two of us are friends. Bei Qingqing smiled helplessly and said, Lu Yao and I are not enemies. I don't know her at all. Ding Dong thought for a moment, then said, but she treats you as an enemy, so the two of you are still enemies. Bei Qingqing felt very helpless, but also a little funny. Ding Dong, this girl, was indeed completely different from Lu Yao. She was very beautiful, but she did not put on airs. She was also very lively, and her studies were also very outstanding. Gradually, Bei Qingqing and Ding Dong really became good friends. The two of them were inseparable. Ding Dong had many suitors around her, and she especially liked to socialize. Therefore, on Ding Dong's birthday, she specially invited Bei Qingqing to go to a bar with her to celebrate. Ah! The bar. I'm already traumatized by that place, so I don't really want to go. When Bei Qingqing mentioned the bar, she thought of the night Bei drugged her. When she thought of Chen Jingji's disgusting face, she felt a little nauseous. Ding Dong naturally knew about this, so she comforted her, "Don't worry. You're still worried. I'll be around. I'll definitely look after you. Even if I am brave, I won't dare let anything happen to young Master Chen's wife." Bei Qingqing laughed and said coquettishly, "Don't tease me like that. It's weird." After thinking for a while and seeing Ding Dong's plea, Bei Qingqing still nodded and agreed. When school was about to end, Bei Qingqing sent a message to Chen Jiaji, telling him not to pick her up. She had to celebrate her friend's birthday tonight and would be back later. Chapter 86. Blindfold Game. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 86. Blindfold Game. Birthday Party. After Bei Qingqing sent this message, Chen Jiaji called. Since it was class time, Bei Qingqing did not have any taboos and picked up. "You said you wanted to celebrate your friend's birthday. Which friend is it? Why don't I know?" Chen Jiaji asked. Bei Qingqing smiled and said, "It's Lu Yao's cousin. A girl named Ding Dong." Chen Jiaji frowned when he heard that. After all, that incident had just happened to Bei Qingqing last time. Therefore, Chen Jiaji was worried about the others. Now that he heard that it was Lu Yao's cousin, he was even more worried. "Okay. I have something to do tonight. Let me know when you leave." "I'll come to pick you up," said Chen Jiaji. "Okay." Bei Qingqing agreed immediately. After hanging up the phone, Chen Jiaji immediately ordered his men to follow Bei Qingqing. No accidents can happen. On the other side, after Bei Qingqing hung up the phone, she saw Ding Dong with a wicked smile on her face. "What's going on? Why is your husband so strict with you? He even wants to check on you." Ding Dong pouted and teased Bei Qingqing. Bei Qingqing laughed and said casually, "Yeah, so I can't play too late. If I go back late, he'll definitely be worried about me." "Ugh." Ding Dong made a vomiting expression and said, "Enough, enough. If you continue to show off, I'm going to die." After school, Ding Dong brought Lu Yao to a bar. This bar was a membership bar. Ordinary people could not enter. To become a member here, one had to spend a lot of money. Bei Qingqing felt a little relieved. It looked really different from the place Bei went to last time. After entering, Bei Qingqing found that it was very big and crowded. It was very lively. Because Ding Dong was celebrating her birthday this time, she invited a lot of friends, so she booked an entire floor upstairs. Bei Qingqing looked at Ding Dong greeting all kinds of people skillfully, and she envied Ding Dong's confidence. She did not like this kind of lively place, so she did not want to go to the dance floor. Bei Qingqing picked a corner seat and asked the waiter to bring some drinks. She drank quietly in the corner and then watched her friends dancing on the dance floor. The bar would have activities at 9:30 every night and would organize some small games. Today's game was a blindfolded matching game. "Qingqing, come and play with us. It's very interesting." Ding Dong held Bei Qingqing's hand. Although Bei Qingqing had never played this kind of game before, just from the description, she could tell that this game must be of a very large scale. No, I'll pass. I've never played this kind of game before, and I'm not good at it," Bei Qingqing quickly refused. "Aya, you're already here. How do you know it's not fun if you don't try it?" Ding Dong quickly said. "Aya, I really can't. I'm already married. I can't play this kind of game anymore." Bei Qingqing used Chen Jiaji as an excuse and quickly refused. Ding Dong seemed to be a little drunk. Even though Bei Qingqing refused, she still hugged Bei Qingqing's arm like a spoiled child. "Just think of it as accompanying me. It's my birthday today anyway. Many people here are also my friends. There won't be any danger. Don't worry, Ding Dong said. At the same time, she pulled Bei Qingqing onto the dance floor. Bei Qingqing had no choice but to enter the dance floor. Chapter 87. On the dance floor you are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 87. On the dance floor meanwhile, on the other side, Gu Yunhai also led Qin Jiaji to the bar. Just relax for a while. Just treat it as accompanying me. Don't forget that you still owe me a favor. Let's go, let's go. Gu Yunhai pulled Qin Jiaji. Qin Jiaji originally did not want to come to this kind of place, but he could not get rid of Gu Yunhai's pestering. He was like sticky candy, pulling at him, forcing him to come to the bar's dance floor. However, at this time, Qin Jiaji suddenly saw a very familiar person. His face instantly darkened, and then he quickly walked over. Are you here for the birthday? Qin Jiaji asked unhappily. Bei Qingqing was also stunned for a moment. She did not expect to bump into Qin Jiaji here. She said unwillingly, I'm here to celebrate my friend's birthday, so why are you here again? Are you the only one who can come here? Bei Qingqing proudly raised her head, which made Qin Jiaji not know how to respond. He was instantly speechless. At this time, the music in the bar started, and the game officially began. Come, let's cover our eyes together and find the fated person. The music won't stop, so we can't take it off, the host shouted in high spirits. Seeing the people around them slowly put on the blindfold, Bei Qingqing was embarrassed and did not know what to do. Qin Jiaji smiled and put on the blindfold for Bei Qingqing playfully. Then he hugged Bei Qingqing tightly. Bei Qingqing's eyes were blindfolded. This sudden touch made her feel a little nervous. Qin Jiaji held her waist and danced with her along with the music. There was a flirtatious atmosphere around them from time to time. Under such circumstances, the two of them could not help but blush and their hearts beat faster. Bei Qingqing nervously grabbed Qin Jiaji's hand, and the two of them shook gently. Soon, the music of a song ended. Everyone can open their eyes now. The host announced the end of the game. Only then did Bei Qingqing take off the blindfold. Looking at the handsome face in front of him, her heart pounded non-stop. How was it? Was it fun? Qin Jiaji chuckled and whispered into Bei Qingqing's ear. Bei Qingqing blushed and rolled his eyes shyly. Hello, beauty. May I have a drink with you? While the two of them were talking, another stranger walked up and asked Bei Qingqing. Ah. I don't think so. Bei Qingqing quickly refused. After all, there was still Qin Jiaji by her side. If she really drank with this guy, Qin Jiaji would probably flare up again. Beauty, are you here to play alone? I see that you have an extraordinary temperament. I have never seen you in the bar before. Is this your first time here? The strange man continued to hit on her. Qin Jiaji's eyes immediately turned cold. He asked coldly, don't you see that there is a living person beside her? You don't know Mrs. Chen who just appeared on the news 2 days ago? The strange man was startled when he saw Qin Jiaji's cannibalistic eyes. Then, he immediately remembered that there was indeed such a thing. When he carefully looked at the two people in front of him, it turned out to be the eldest young master and young madam of the Qin family. I'm sorry, I was blind. Please continue, I won't disturb you. The strange man hurriedly apologized. After all, this was the Qin family, and he could not afford to offend them. You're really blind. How dare you seduce my wife? Seeing the man flee, Qin Jiaji could not help but mutter. After saying that, he held Bei Qingqing's hand and the two of them left the place. Chapter 88. Teasing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 88. Teasing. Hey, why are you leaving? It's not over yet, Qingqing. Ding Dong looked at Bei Qingqing who was being pulled away and asked anxiously. Jiaji. Why are you leaving in such a hurry? Gu Yunhai, who was beside him, was also dumbfounded. The two of them looked at each other tacitly. Are you a friend of Bei Qingqing? Gu Yunhai asked. Yes, you are. Ding Dong looked at the handsome man in front of her and blushed. I'm her husband's friend. It seems that they have decided to go back. Why don't we play together? Ding Dong nodded blankly. When they were playing blindfold games, she did not expect that the man she randomly hooked up with would be so handsome. Gu Yunhai smiled gently. Then, he slowly led Ding Dong away from the dance floor and arrived at the quiet seating area. Feeling the warmth in her palm, Ding Dong felt her heart beating uncontrollably. Her face was still a little hot. Have a drink. Gu Yunhai gently picked up the cup in his hand. Ding Dong nodded in embarrassment. The two of them lightly clinked the cup. Although there were usually many men who were pursuing Ding Dong, she had never met someone who could make her so moved. So she fell in love with him all of a sudden. On the other side, Bei Qingqing was held by Qin Jiaji. The two of them left the bar and walked toward the parking lot. Aya, why are you in such a hurry? I haven't told Ding Dong that I'm going home yet. What if she can't find me? What if she's worried about me? Bei Qingqing said in a daze. The alcohol content was not high, but it had a strong after-dot effect. Bei Qingqing's face was already flushed with alcohol. Qin Jiaji looked at her tipsy appearance and sighed, you still have the mood to worry about others. You should worry about yourself first. After saying that, he stuffed her into the car and the two of them returned to the Qin residence. When they got in the car, Bei Qingqing was still slightly tipsy, but when they got home, the alcohol content became even stronger. She walked unsteadily as if she would fall down at any moment. You can't drink and still drink so much. I'll teach you a lesson when you wake up, Qin Jiaji mumbled. He quickly carried Bei Qingqing and walked into the room. Bei Qingqing's head was dizzy, and she looked at Qin Jiaji in a daze. Where did this handsome guy come from? Quick, let big sister give him a good kiss, Bei Qingqing said incoherently. Qin Jiaji rolled his eyes helplessly and asked back, where do you think I came from? Bei Qingqing thought for a moment and blurted out, hee hee. You're a waiter in a bar, right? It's such a pity to be a waiter with such a handsome face. Why don't you come and accompany me? I'll play games with you. Qin Jiaji asked with a dark face, I don't have good endurance. Don't tease me when you're drunk. Otherwise, I won't be able to endure it and you'll suffer. Bei Qingqing hooked Qin Jiaji and said, why aren't you willing? How much is it for one night? I'll pay for it. Hearing this, Qin Jiaji's dark face immediately burst into laughter. He looked at the drunk Bei Qingqing, who had an innocent and cute look on her face. She actually said such flirtatious words. He felt a sense of contrast and cuteness. You're the one who wanted to flirt with me. Don't blame me. Qin Jiaji's eyes also became intense. He gently placed Bei Qingqing on the bed, as if he was treating an exquisite doll. He gently untied her hair and leaned her upper body against the soft quilt. Chapter 89. Role-playing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 89. Role-playing. Qin Jiaji slowly took off his shirt and moved closer to Bei Qingqing. Boss, are you ready? It's not too late to regret now. Qin Jiaji's deep voice was like a bewitching succubus. Bei Qingqing's eyes were blurred. She took the initiative to put her arm around Qin Jiaji's neck, unable to speak. Qin Jiaji's heart was struck by something. He kissed Bei Qingqing fiercely, feeling the softness and sweetness of Bei Qingqing. An hour later, Bei Qingqing lay in Qin Jiaji's arms with a shy and pink face. How is it? Are you satisfied, boss? Do you want to give me a 5-star review? Qin Jiaji caressed Bei Qingqing's face and asked playfully. Bei Qingqing nodded in a daze and said, yes, I'm very satisfied. But don't tell my husband that he's a super jealous man. If he finds out, you'll be dead for sure. Chen Jiaji did not know what to say after hearing that. How could she still be so lovely, even after getting drunk? After a short while, Bei Qingqing fell into a deep sleep. Chen Jiaji also collapsed beside her, exhausted. The next morning, both of them slept for a long time because of the exhaustion from last night. When Bei Qingqing woke up, she was stunned when she saw the marks on her body and Chen Jiaji's naked body. She only remembered that she went to the birthday party with Ding Dong yesterday and was brought home by Chen Jiaji. How did things turn out like this all of a sudden? At this time, Chen Jiaji was also awakened by her movements. He rubbed his eyes and then pulled Bei Qingqing into his arms. "Boss, you're awake. Do you have any other requests? I can satisfy you." Chen Jiaji deliberately teased her. Bei Qingqing was shocked by his words and almost fell off the bed. "What, boss? Did you sleep too much?" Bei Qingqing asked with a confused look. Chen Jiaji smiled, then leaned on her leg and said, "Boss, have you forgotten? Didn't you say you wanted me to stay with you? Why don't we give you another free gift before your husband comes back?" Bei Qingqing was stunned for a moment. Then, she finally remembered what happened last night. Her face immediately turned red. She swore in her heart that she would never drink recklessly again. It was so embarrassing. Chen Jiaji looked at her reaction and smiled contentedly. He did not continue to tease her. "All right, sleep for a while. There's no class today anyway. Don't get up so early." Chen Jiaji hugged her waist and acted coquettishly. "I have to call Ding Dong. She left without saying goodbye yesterday. I still have to explain today," Bei Qingqing said. Then, she called Ding Dong. "Hello." Ding Dong's voice was still lazy as if she was still half asleep and half awake. "I'm sorry. I was suddenly brought home by my husband yesterday," Bei Qingqing said embarrassedly. Ding Dong yawned and said, it's okay. I know that your husband is strict." "Huh, what time did you go back yesterday? I feel like you're still talking in your sleep." "Oh, me. I went back very early, Ding Dong was a little flustered and stammered. "Really? I went back very early. I'm not that fond of playing." Bei Qingqing listened to her stammering voice and had some doubts in her heart. She felt that Ding Dong must be hiding something from her. Chapter 90. How could she compare to you? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 90. How could she compare to you? Are you hiding something from me? Bei Qingqing asked nosily. Ding Dong suddenly became nervous and immediately said, "It's hard to say over the phone. I'll tell you when we get to school." Bei Qingqing smiled and agreed. After hanging up the phone, Bei Qingqing stretched herself. Then, she gently took off Chen Jiaji's hands that were hugging her. However, Chen Jiaji hugged her so tightly that she could not move them at all. "By the way, let's go look at the wedding dress today. I had a custom-made wedding dress last time, and it has been completed in these 2 days. Let's try to see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, we can change it before the wedding date," Chen Jiaji said lazily. "Wedding dress?" Bei Qingqing asked, puzzled. "Is it weird to wear a wedding dress?" Chen Jiaji asked, amused. Bei Qingqing shook her head. It was only then that she realized that Chen Jiaji was lying when he said he was not going to get married. He probably said it in a moment of anger, just like her. Otherwise, why would he let people continue to prepare the wedding dress? Bei Qingqing felt sweet in his heart. She could not help but kiss Chen Jiaji on the forehead. "Okay, get up soon," Bei Qingqing urged him. Chen Jiaji reluctantly let go of his hand and slowly got up. After a brief tidying up, the two of them went into the shop. This shop not only made wedding dresses but also custom-made high-class gowns and some clothes rental services. Chen Jiaji led Bei Qingqing into the shop. The shop assistant recognized him at a glance as their big benefactor. She immediately greeted him warmly. "Mr. Chen, the wedding gown you custom-made has been completed. Madam can try it on today," the shop assistant said warmly and then welcomed the two inside. After entering, Bei Qingqing realized that Lu Yao was also in the shop. She could not help but feel a little embarrassed. However, Chen Jiaji seemed to have not seen her and was talking to Bei Qingqing. "Go and try it on. I can't wait to see how you look in this wedding dress." Chen Jiaji handed the custom-made wedding dress to Bei Qingqing. Looking at the glittering and gorgeous design, Bei Qingqing knew that this wedding dress must be very expensive. On the other side, Lu Yao did not expect to meet Chen Jiaji and Bei Qingqing here. She was actually here to accompany her best friend, Li Wen, to order a dress. Li Wen was an international supermodel. Whether it was her looks or her figure, they were both very perfect. "This is Bei Qingqing who stole your sweetheart." After seeing Chen Jiaji, Li Wen guessed her identity. Lu Yao nodded in disappointment. "I thought she was a little vixen. I didn't expect her to be such an ordinary woman. How could she be better than you?" Li Wen said on behalf of Lu Yao. "Forget it, don't say any more. It won't be good if brother Jiaji hears it," Lu Yao said, which made Li Wen even angrier. When Bei Qingqing was trying on the wedding dress in the fitting room, she deliberately walked over. "What's going on? Can just about anyone come here to make custom dresses? Has this shop become so low-class now?" Li Wen looked at Bei Qingqing, who was tidying up the wedding dress, and said disdainfully. Bei Qingqing was confused. She looked around to confirm that this woman was talking about her. "What are you looking at?" "I'm talking about you. Do you think you're so amazing now that you've married a rich man? I don't even think it's classy to buy things in the same shop with someone like you," Li Wen said unhappily.